exciting radio broadcasting opportunity by calling WNZK Radio at 248-557-3500. This is WNZK, Dearborn Heights, Detroit, your ethnic superstation at 690 days, 680 nights.
Welcome to the bright side of aging. My name is Ike Engelbaum. I'm a pharmacist and the publisher of AmericanSeniorGazette.org. It has been wisely said, you cannot help getting older, but you can help getting old. It has also been said that age is a matter of the mind. If you don't mind, it doesn't matter. My purpose in doing the show is so that seniors and caregivers can share their ideas and questions on how we can age gracefully and in a vertical position for as long as our good genes will allow. And if we've inherited bad genes, how to outwit them. Our topics include senior housing, financial, legal, safety, travel, health issues, interesting senior events in the community, and most of all, tips on how to put old on hold. Do you like snacks? Well, why don't you try the Oury Bakery folks that have now created 3 new flavors of gluten-free granolas: maple vanilla, blueberry, and toffee chocolate, all sold in 16-ounce bags for just $4.99. All new is Oury's cinnamon pull-apart, made with Danish dough and rich cinnamon filling. It's great with coffee or milk and hard to stop eating. You will find all these items at the Oury Bakery Market on Farmington Road between I-96 and Plymouth Road in Livonia. Try it out. As Jackie Gleason used to say, how sweet it is. For over 30 years, Cruz Hearing and Service has helped thousands of people improve their hearing and enjoy the sounds of their life again. If you don't hear as well as you like, Cruz Hearing can help you. They have actually hearing aids that the batteries do not need to be recharged. And they also have a caption phone that you can view for free. And also the phone, if you are over 65, is available to you free. So any phone calls you get, you can see captioned if you don't hear that well. Hey, they've got other stuff. If you'd like the free cookbook, call 1-888-489-8980. That's available. You can call Cruz Hearing Direct at 877-456-2789. The number direct is 877-456-2789. And we're on, and I hope you're enjoying the sunshine. I hate to bring up the other S word that's unfortunately in the wings, like snow, but let's enjoy sun. And the sun has such a great effect on our daily life and all, and we really appreciate it more when it's not around. We are so lucky in Michigan to have the 4 seasons, and in fact, it's been joked about. Michigan has the 4 seasons, sometimes all in one day. But enjoy the moment, and if there is a message on the bright side of aging, so many people spend their lives, frustrated as they age, and thinking about, boy, I remember such and such. They're thinking of the happy memories in the past. And then, of course, people that are fortunate and looking forward to a holiday like a wedding or a special occasion are so busy thinking about the wedding and what's going to happen. And they're so busy talking about the past and the future that they forget the present. As you know, I try to bring out the positive aspects of aging, and despite what our politicians' bickering is all about, I strongly feel that we have to rejuvenate the patriotism we've had. It doesn't mean you walk around with a flag waving every day, but my goodness, what a wonderful, wonderful country we have. And I wish we would live in the present and enjoy the moments that we have. One of the greatest lines that I have used over the years in terms of whatever is happening, if it's a great occasion or a sad occasion, the best remark that you can make is, this too will pass. Now, at one time I was thinking that, boy, what a sad thing to say at a happy occasion, to say this too will pass. The wisdom behind that saying is that you should enjoy that moment. And of course, if it's a sad situation in your life, it's somewhat consoling to know that this sad moment will pass. And if you have any thoughts related to the positive aspects of aging, by golly, call in while we're on for the next hour. For the first half hour, Bright Side of Aging. We try to interview interesting people, and I seek people that not only are interesting, but are willing to share their thoughts on what they do in times of travail and what have you. Our on-the-air phone number, 248-557-3300. 248-557-3300. You are welcome to call in, ask a question, or make a remark, and try to stay on theme of what we are talking about at that point. If you have any other thoughts, suggestions, questions about living as you're aging, and hopefully we're all aging in a positive way, when I'm off the air, I have a toll-free number, 1-888-489-8980. 1-888-489-8980 when I'm off the air. And I have a special feature, since it's a free call, and you want to speak to me directly. If you don't want to leave a message, which we welcome, because I try to get back to my calls as soon as I can, just leave a message. But if you want to speak to me directly, all you have to do is press the number 1, and unless I'm on the phone already, you can speak to me directly. While we're on the air, 248-557-3300. And I am always seeking interesting, dynamic people, and I'm so fortunate to have run into Sue Serlin Resnick at the Friends group that, by the way, every first Wednesday of each month, we meet over at the Caustic Center, which is right at 11 Mile and Middlebelt, northeast corner, right next to the Mercy School. And if you are looking to surround yourself by interesting, wonderful people, at 1 o'clock, the first Wednesday of each month, you can join us, and we talk about different topics. And as an added incentive, the Caustic Center has meals, lunches for under $5. I think something like $3 or something. I frankly haven't paid that much attention lately. From 12 to 1, you can have lunch over there, and then join us at the Caustic Center the first Wednesday. If you'd like more information, by all means, call 1-888-489-8980. I had the privilege of meeting our guest, Sue Serlin Resnick, at one of the meetings. She's got a phenomenal background. She's a dynamic lady, and her husband was unfortunately diagnosed with some pretty severe medical conditions. And to add to that, her son committed suicide. But rather than brooding and mourning for the rest of her life, she, as I mentioned, being a dynamic type individual, even wrote a book titled Good Night, My Son, I Love You. It's on Amazon and it's in the library. And her husband and she really worked together as a strong team. And I'd like to have you meet her on the radio, which is very safe. And she is also at the Common Ground Board, and she just gets around, and just to be in her presence is a delight. And I'm so happy that she's on the phone, and actually look forward to seeing her in person. And you're welcome to join me the first Wednesday in December, which is going to be, guess what? The first Wednesday is the December 1st, 1 o'clock. Hello, Sue Serlin Resnick. How are you there?
I certainly am, and I thank you so much for the honor of being on your program.
Well, that's very nice of you to say. And I thought we'd start off with your background. As you know, we only have about 10 minutes, unfortunately, for our interview. And this is not a one-night stand. Hopefully, we can have you call in the reasonable future. And I thought maybe you'd spend a few minutes and also talking about your husband, Al. So what is your background, Sue?
I'm on several boards. I'm on Henry Ford's Citizens Advisory Board. I'm on the Alliance for the Mentally Ill. I'm on Common Grounds Board. I have done speaking for 40 years, and in the areas of prevention of suicide, dyslexia, brain damage. I'm doing programs now. I will be doing them shortly on how to navigate the healthcare system, as well as how to work with a brain-challenged person and give them dignity, give them joy, give them fun, give them a quality life. I worked with my husband for 7 years. He was diagnosed with 4 sepsis infections and multiple fractures. He had to learn to read, write, walk, talk, and spell all over again, and the sepsis aggressively invaded his brain, and he was severely aphasic, which means the brain does not connect with the voice box, and it's very hard to talk. He was exceptionally bright, and the brain does not change in reference to its intelligence. I found out from a neurologist, and today I want to walk you through to present some tools that are so important in a short period of time that really makes for a miracle day, a day of fun, a day of quality, and a day of joy with a man who can barely talk, barely walk, has severe tremors, severe cognitive impairments, and who went to the doctors and amazingly so gave his story with so many problems. He was an enigma to the doctors. So on that note, we would get up in the morning, and both of us loved to dress like twins and wore captain's hats. He was called the captain. And I would put out 2 outfits, and I would ask him, honey, which one would you like to wear? Would you like to wear the green outfit or the blue outfit? and he'd tell me what he wanted to wear, and I would wear the same thing. And what I was doing was constantly having him make decisions, constantly testing his memory. He had to remember blue and green. And then I would hail him for it, because there are no small steps with any of us. They're only giant leaps. And he could not dress himself. So what I would do is tell him in advance what I was going to do, but we did this every day. At a point, it wasn't necessary, but it was, because we both danced to wherever he was with the brain condition. And we had to make changes, and we had to see that those changes needed to be made. So I would say, would you like me to help you get dressed? And he'd say, okay. And he was a great patient, and I don't really like using that word. I'm going to say he was a great team player, because we were a team. We were a symphony and harmony. And I would help him get the arm in, and I'd say, it's your right arm, sweetheart. And he'd put his right arm in, and sometimes he couldn't, and I would help him. And now he's dressed, and I'm giving you this in a bird's eye view. And now he's going to get on his walker. I did not do things for him automatically at all. I would walk behind him. If I saw there was a balance problem, I'd walk with him. I would just go to the tune of Al. He was in control in so many ways, and I can't tell anybody what it's like to watch yourself lose all your functions, because I don't know. He was amazing. He was one who believed in forgiveness, and we both came from psychological backgrounds.
Sue, it sounds very interesting, and I really appreciate your sharing your thoughts. And I just wanted to ask you if, unfortunately, some of the listeners may be dealing with a similar type situation. What tools would you suggest?
I can't hear.
You cannot hear me?
No.
No? Okay, well, that makes it difficult.
So I'll continue on. Now he had to get into a chair. I'd ask him which chair he wanted to get into. The wing chair in the living room or the breakfast room chair. And he'd tell me, constantly asking him decisions. We would sing steps to doing this, because when you sing, it gets to the subconscious, which is constantly testing the brain and challenging it. And he'd get close to the chair, and I'd say, now give me your hands like we're dancing. And he would, and he'd smile. And I'd say, now, we're going to do step 1, step 2, step 3. And we go step 1 and a step 2 and a step 3. And then I'd say, where are you by the chair? Because I wanted to see if he really knew. Sometimes he did really know, and sometimes he didn't. So I'd say, take a couple more steps, 1, 2, and 3. And then I'd say, it's fine, sweetheart. Sit down. I'm holding his hands. He sits down. And when he sat down, I would clap my hands and say, very good. And so would he. Very good, and put my hands over my head and say, yay! And so would he. We were both laughter yoga specialists. So always he was making decisions. He was thinking through how to do things. What do you do? And he was able to find joy in life. Now, I'm going to do a very quick laughter yoga. Laughter yoga is on the computer. There are over 8,000 clubs, And Dr. Madan Kataria started it in India. He's a cardiologist. So I'm going to take a short tool to work with. This is a laughter yoga exercise. And remember, my husband was used to this. So, and he was sick for 7 years. And so this is what we did. I say, Elle, we're going to do the driving laughter yoga. Okay, so you pretend that you're driving. That's go, green light. And then you are stopping. That's the red light. When you stop, you laugh. When you drive, you go, if you want to. You do very little talking in laughter yoga. So you drive, blah, 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 and then I say, green light, you keep driving. Red light, you laugh. Now, you fake it till you make it, but it becomes very natural. What does that do for somebody? It brings joy to their heart. It brings fun. It brings dignity. The serotonin levels increase in the brain. That means decision-making is increased, and it's much better. It works in so many ways, and it's right on the computers. It's a beautiful, beautiful experience. And Al went everywhere. It took him 45 minutes to get into a car, but he went into the car. We developed a team of doctors. You need to ask questions. Ask questions of the doctors. I trained all our caregivers. Verlinda Smith, one of our caregivers, the longest one and a very close friend today. Verlinda Smith was a wonderful caregiver. They all were. And I trained them when they come in. I'd say, I don't care if you clean the house. I don't care if you make lunch. I care that Al has a quality life and that he's challenged. And it's fun. And I would show them, and I asked to be trained in physical therapy, occupational therapy, and speech pathology. And I had like a school store of activities. And I trained them to do the activities. We didn't need to know why. We need to know how to do it. And how to talk to Al. You just ask him. You get his permission. You don't tell him. You don't talk at him. You don't dismiss him. You don't pretend he's not in the room when you're talking. None of that. And we did it all in the positive. The way they learned is I was home, so I set the example in how I talked to Al. They loved it. Absolutely loved it. It gave them something productive to do. It was fun. Al loved it. Al would give 350% to improvements. And we've been on radio, TV, on stage, in videos, and I will be role-playing with people in all-day seminars, morning seminars, and our talks on this and how this works specifically. Let me tell you, when we finished the day and all day long, I said to Al, you did fabulous, honey. Very good, very good. Yay! And he'd do it. And all day long, we said to each other, and it isn't right for everybody, but work for us. And I'm giving you 7 years of work in 10 minutes. So I'm giving you a few tools. And he would say to me, honey, I love you. Honey, thank you. And I would look at him and I'd say, thank you. I appreciate what you're doing. Do you know what you're doing? Do you know how wonderful it is? And it is because he did image books. He did all kinds of things. It didn't matter if I did 95% of it. I said to him, that is amazing. And it was amazing. And every day that he lived was a gift to me. And every day that he lived, during COVID, I couldn't kiss him because I was afraid I'd give him a disease or whatever. And so I'd caress his face. And so I'd just say all day long, I love you. What you're doing is marvelous. And it was. I can't imagine. And when this first happened, he said to me, we have to do forgiveness. This man lost and watched more and more go over time. And we did forgiveness techniques, and I do them now, and I did them then. And I did them because I want to have a constructive, beautiful life. And Al and I had a motto. We wanted to help others to help themselves. And at an Alzheimer's program, there were 4 of us laughter yoga specialists. And it was at an Alzheimer's center. And Al was on first. And because he couldn't talk, I thought this would be good because he could actually do an exercise. And he got up there, and he was out of the hospital about 3.5 weeks, and we weren't sure what was going to happen. And he got up, and he said, I know how you feel. And it was in English, and we all we were shocked. I know how you feel. I know what it is to be out of control. And I was stunned and thrilled and heartbroken as well. But
wow,
he did that, and then he did an exercise, and he shifted it, and I was shocked. And at the end, when another marvelous caregiver, Amos Obuchovi and Dion Burgess, they're all friends today. Al had his Zoom memorial in February. There were over 100 people on it, and there were 13 speakers, and all his caregivers spoke. And he said, come over. And Amos came over, and he was in a hospital bed, and he was still going on every Zoom he could think of. And he looked at him and extended his hand, and he said, thank you, and thank you. And that was Al Resnick. He was an amazing man, how he went through this 7 years. And I promised him I would fulfill our goals, and that is to help others and to work with caregivers. They want to do things that are productive, or at least ours did. What are they going to do all day long if the person is sitting in a chair watching television? Are they taking them out to have fun, as my caregivers do and did and do with others? Are they training them and working with them so that their mind is constantly moving forward? They need somebody to train them. And the only way I got trained was I asked every therapist, I asked what is the politics of getting home care so I can get as much home care as possible for Al.
Sounds great. Sue, can you hear me now? Hello?
Barely.
Okay. Well, Sue, unfortunately, you have run out of time with me because I am about to wrap it up, and I am really moved by the remarks you made. And if anyone is interested in being in direct touch with you, by all means, call our toll-free number 888-489-8980. She's got a wealth of information, and I look forward to seeing you again on December the 1st at the Caustic Center. And anyone listening that wants to have a one-on-one conversation, by all means, call us and we can arrange that right at the Caustic Center. Sue, have a great day and good luck, and keep up that great spirit of yours. It's inspirational. Right now I gotta wrap it up, and I never leave this program without my favorite parting thought. which is yesterday is history, tomorrow is a mystery, today is a gift, and that's why we call it the present. Please enjoy your present by looking and living life with the bright side of aging. Welcome to the Entrepreneurs Network radio show. Our mission is to interview successful entrepreneurs who are willing to share with us their ideas and experiences, both the successes and the failures. Because as it has been jokingly said, you should learn from the mistakes of others because you'll never live long enough to make them all yourself. My name is Ike Engelbaum, and I'm the founder of the Entrepreneurs Network of Michigan, which is a group of motivated people that are all interested in helping each other and achieving our personal and professional goals. Please check out our website, EntrepreneursNetworkofMichigan.com, for meeting schedule as well as self-improvement material. Our philosophy is that if it's to be, it's up to me. Family run for over 88 years, Frentz Hardware has remained family owned and operated. Frentz Hardware is one of a kind. You'll find the newest products offered on TV at very competitive prices. You'll also find safety products, grab bars for bathrooms, battery-operated light switches, remote control devices that you can turn your lamps on or any electrical device. You don't have to run out there anymore. Just press the button. Better yet, just visit Frentz Hardware, located on Main Street and 11.5 Mile Road. They're open every day. If you wish to call, it's 248-544-8111. That's 248-544-8111. Better yet, just visit 11.5 Mile Road and Main Street, Frentz Hardware. Do you like snacks? Well, why don't you try the Oury Bakery folks that have now created 3 new flavors of gluten-free granolas: maple vanilla, blueberry, and toffee chocolate. All sold in 16-ounce bags for just $4.99. All new is Oury's cinnamon pull-apart, made with Danish dough and rich cinnamon filling. It's great with coffee or milk and hard to stop eating. You will find all these items at the Oury Bakery Market on Farmington Road between I-96 and Plymouth Road in Livonia. Try it out. As Jackie Gleason used to say, how sweet it is. And it's so sweet to have you join me for the Entrepreneurs Network, because I really feel that if timing is is so appropriate today in terms of practicing the spirit of entrepreneurship. Interesting enough, we keep hearing the word entrepreneur all the time, and many people are not aware of the fact that the name entrepreneur really tells it all if you know the origin of it. In fact, entrepreneur comes from a logic of combining different ideas into making a third idea. It comes from the French, and as you know, in French, entree means that you enter. Preneurs, loosely described, means 2 roads. And what it really was originally intended to do was I used the example in my neighborhood out in West Bloomfield. You have Orchard Lake Road running north and south, and you have Middle Belt running north and south. And guess what happens? if you would think that each running north and south would never be combined. Well, interestingly enough, if you drive up Middle Belt north, Entrepreneur bends over Orchard Lake Road bends over to meet Middle Belt. So suddenly two roads combined. Likewise, as an entrepreneur, what you are supposed to envision is if you see two different ideas that you feel could be combined, you've got yourself a business opportunity. But, like all business opportunities, you have to have the talent and the vision to make it happen. That's why we meet at least twice a month as the Entrepreneurs Network. And now with the shutdown, we have Zoom meetings, and we're going to be doing some hybrid meetings, which means that we'll have a chance to meet with one another as well as speak by phone or by computer. And I'm really excited about having one of our really dynamic ambassadors on the air who's been a member with our group and actually hosts our meetings. Our next meeting is going to be this coming Tuesday, November the 16th, from 12 to 1. If you log on to enomichigan.com, you'll have the meeting ID number. The wonderful thing about Zoom meetings is that you can actually either do it via computer or just by phone, and you can be in your pajamas if you wish. I just would prefer that you have clean pajamas on, but that's a sidebar. And our host many of the meetings, besides having our CEO Lou Goutman conduct some of the meetings. We have Lisa Boinais on the phone now. Lisa is a business coach as well as a dynamic individual who's got ideas on how you can live your life as comfortably as is possible. And being an entrepreneur, she realized that, hey, with the holiday season coming on and all the stress, and it's positive stress that comes on, and she is going to be conducting some programs that I'm sure that you'll benefit from. And the answer is how much? It's free, and that's going to be on Monday, November the 15th at 7 o'clock and then 9 o'clock. And if you want to meet with Lisa, by all means, this is a great opportunity for doing that. And Lisa, as you know, in our meetings, we start them off usually with a 60-second elevator pitch. So Lisa Boinais, pretend it's November the 16th, and you are to introduce yourself with your 60-second elevator pitch. So go for it. Hello, Lisa.
Hello, Ike. Thank you so much for having me here. It's always a pleasure to join you and take part in anything that you're hosting, so I really appreciate you having me here.
Oh, great.
So I am a certified life coach, and I help people solve problems that seem unsolvable. I help success-minded people get beyond that feeling of being stuck. And I took that idea and I combined it, during the pandemic, a lot of people were struggling with emotional eating or stress eating with all of the different stresses that were going on during that time. And I saw that there was a real need to help people with that. So I've been really focusing on helping people overcome those kind of eating behaviors that we don't want to have, but we don't know how to stop necessarily on our own. And it's not diet and nutrition or exercise programs. It really looks at the emotions behind it, why you are eating what you're eating, and helps them overcome that And then I saw that I could combine that with everything that goes on around the holidays, because there's a lot of stress during the holidays. And, since COVID started, even more stress because things are a little bit unusual and there's all kinds of things to take into consideration that we never had to consider before. And there's just so much more food around during the holidays, so it makes it super easy to get pulled into those patterns that we don't really want to be in, where we're snacking on things that we don't want to eat, or we're overeating, or we're going out to parties and we're eating more than we want, and just helping people handle the stress of the season and the stress eating.
Mm-hmm. Well, you certainly take care of yourself. I just wondered, would you mind sharing what sort of a diet and exercise routine do you have?
Well, honestly, I'm probably, all the nutritionists and dietitians out there are probably going to cringe. I don't really limit myself to anything. I tune in to and listen to what my body's telling me it wants in the moment, and then that's usually what I try and eat. I don't have a strict set diet. I allow myself to eat generally kind of whatever I want, because my body knows what's healthiest for us way better than I do. My conscious mind, my body knows better, and it generally guides me to very healthy foods. But I do allow myself to snack, have treats and those kinds of things if my body tells me that's what it wants. And I do exercise daily. I walk about 4 miles a day, so I do get lots of activity along with that. But for the most part, I allow myself to tune into what my body's telling me it wants, and then give it that. So I haven't limited myself to, like a gluten-free diet or a dairy-free diet or any of those kinds of things. I eat pretty much all of it.
Well, that's been my strategy as well. And I cannot stress, since we're talking about stress, the value of not depriving yourself where you make yourself a prisoner. I joke about it, that when you break down the word diet, the first 3 letters are not pleasant to think about.
Exactly. And you really hit the nail on the head there, Ike. When you deprive yourself of something, you actually create chemicals in your brain that start to have kind of a reaction to not having something. And they're like, oh, we need that, we want that. And so you actually end up desiring and have a stronger desire for that, whether it's dairy or gluten or sugar or, carbs or whatever it might be. If you're depriving yourself of that, you set up a system inside your body that actually wants it more than it normally would if you allow yourself to eat it, and just eat it when your body wants it, needs it, and can eat it in a proportionate amounts, eating the right quantities. Because a lot of times if we deprive ourselves of something, and then we have, quote unquote, a lot of diets do this, a cheat day, we kind of overdo it. Instead of eating a normal amount of, pasta, for example, you eat, 3 servings of pasta because you've been depriving yourself, and so your body wants more and more and more instead of just that normal portion of whatever it is that you've deprived yourself of.
Right. Of course, I want to stress that you should check with your doctor before you go off on your own tangent. And
exactly.
So the point is that we have a lot of healthcare providers that can help you in that direction. And I can't help but be reminded of the 2 phrase philosophy, which is portion size and exercise. Okay. And when we get back from our break, I'd like to talk to you about your day job activities, of how you use your talents in helping people in their daily lives when there is no holiday to be preparing for. So don't you dare go away. We will be right back with Lisa Boinais, who actually has a tagline to her company, Live Your Outrageous Life Now. In fact, that's her website, Live Your Outrageous Life Now at gmail.com should you wish to email her. But we'll be right back so you can hear her. Don't you go away. For over 30 years, Cruz Hearing and Service has helped thousands of people improve their hearing and enjoy the sounds of their life again. If you don't hear as well as you like, Cruz Hearing can help you. They have actually hearing aids that the batteries do not need to be recharged. And they also have a caption phone that you can view for free. And also the phone, if you are over 65, is available to you free. So any phone calls you get, you can see captioned if you don't hear that well. Hey, they've got other stuff. If you'd like the free cookbook, call 1-888-489-8980. That's available. You can call Cruz Hearing Direct at 877-456-2789. The number direct is 877-456-2789. Family run for over 88 years, Friends Hardware has remained family-owned and operated. Friends Hardware is one of a kind. You'll find the newest products offered on TV at very competitive prices. You'll also find safety products, grab bars for bathrooms, battery-operated light switches, remote control devices that you can turn your lamps on or any electrical device. You don't have to run out there anymore. Just press the button. Better yet, just visit Friends Hardware, located on Main Street and 11.5 Mile Road. They're open every day. If you wish to call, it's 248-544-8111. That's 248-544-8111. Better yet, just visit 11.5 Mile Road and Main Street, Friends Hardware. And welcome back, and I'm really pleased to have Lisa Boinais, who is a business coach as well as being a dynamic entrepreneur. She has a company titled Live Your Outrageous Life Now at gmail.com, and if you are interested in really getting to know how you can not only live less stressful throughout the year, but especially around holiday season, on Monday, November the 15th at 7 o'clock in the evening, at 9 o'clock in the evening, she'll be conducting Stress-Free Holidays Masterclasses. And it's free. And I just wondered, Lisa, if you could give us an overview of what people can expect on Monday, November the 15th at 7 and 9 o'clock.
Absolutely. So what we'll do is we're going to look at some of the ways the holidays cause us stress, some of the big stressors that are out there. For example, all of the extra things that you have to do on your to-do list, all the extra expenses of the holidays, buying gifts and extra food that we buy and the decorations that we buy and those kinds of things. Social interactions actually cause people a lot of stress, and family dynamics can be particularly stressful for people sometimes, so that's another big stressor during the holidays. And then there's also just all the time constraints of all of that added stuff going on in your life when your life is already overbooked. So we look at all of the different ways that stress can come up for us during the holidays, and I teach tools and techniques of how to reduce stress and reduce that feeling of overwhelm when you've got so much going on that you just feel like you're spinning in circles and not getting anything done. and we'll look at how all of that stress causes us to overeat during the holidays as well.
Mm-hmm. And actually, in your class, and you do one-on-one type coaching, could you give us a little overview about the type of situations, without naming names, of course, as to how you approach coaching?
Yeah, so absolutely. So usually what I do is I'll sit down, I'll have a one-on-one chat with somebody, and I'm talking about a business client now, and figure out what it is that they would like to accomplish. Because a lot of times we have, especially entrepreneurs, we have big visions for ourselves. And then we get kind of in this procrastination and overwhelm cycle where we don't know how to take the steps forward because we feel confused about what to do next, what to do first, how am I going to do that? I've never done that before. And we kind of get in this spiral of emotions that stops us from taking the action that we know that we want to take, and we're just not able to take because of those emotions. So I sit down with them, we talk about what it is that they do want to accomplish, and then we look at how they get stuck, where they get stuck. I was doing this, and then all of a sudden I started, cleaning out the closet, or, checking Facebook posts or something like, and being distracted from the actual task that I really do need to get done. And we've created a program over a series of 8 to 12 sessions where we address little by little each of those things that's coming up for them. I work with people a lot in the business world, in particular on something that's called goal trauma. And that's where we've had a big goal for ourselves that we were working towards, and something happened that threw us off course, and we ended up not reaching that goal. And that creates a goal trauma within us. So the next time we go to create a big goal for ourselves personally or for our business, that the memory of that triggers things that make us procrastinate, that causes the overwhelm. And when we can look at that and kind of release those emotions tied to that, then we are able to take more steps forward in our business. So I deal a lot about that with people working towards business goals and helping them overcome those past, and I don't like to use the word failures, but a lot of people see them that way or call them that, and how that stops them from making the progress forward that they want to make now on their current goal. And just really set forth a path of step-by-step how they can take action towards this goal that they currently have, and then be there for them as a system of support, a system of accountability, encouragement, getting them to take action. Because I know personally this works very well for me to have somebody that I'm accountable to, and I go, I've got to get, A, B, and C done by our next meeting, and I really make sure that I get A, B, and C done by the next meeting. Where if I didn't have that meeting, I might, I can do that next week, or I'll do this first and I'll do that later. And having that accountability can really help you stay focused on exactly what it is that you really want to work on, moving you step by step forward towards that goal instead of being sidetracked by all kinds of distractions in many different directions. And our world is filled with so many distractions. It's easy for that to happen.
And as far as the type of people, professions that you work with, is there sort of a panorama, for lack of a better word, of the types of professionals that you feel comfortable in working with?
Yeah, absolutely, because I do focus on their goals and help them. They're going to tell me, this is what I need to do. I don't tell them what to do as a coach. It's not my job. I want to expand this market, in this market, and create a new product here. Okay, how are we going to do that? What are the steps to take? So I can help people across any different markets set forth those goals, see what causes those feelings of stress, overwhelm, procrastination, help them look at what's behind that, overcome it, and then keep taking action steps towards that goal. So, yeah, I can definitely work in really any field to help people overcome those obstacles that are stopping them from taking action.
So if someone wants to be in direct touch with you, aside from the toll-free number I give out, 888-489-8980, how do you suggest people get a hold of you directly?
They can either call me, and my phone number is 248-877-1785. So that's 248-877-1785. Or you can email me, and like I said, my email address is liveyouroutrageousLifeNow@gmail.com. Mm-hmm. And it's all one word. So live your outrageous life now. And that's what I like to do. I like to help people live their dreams, their goals, their aspirations right now, not 10 years down the road. I want to help you get there faster, easier, quicker.
Mm-hmm. Well, and if you don't have an outrageous life, how to deal with life in general, depending on your personality. Is that safe?
Exactly.
And I know from our past conversations, you initially do sort of an assessment of the person's strengths and weaknesses so that you can give them some guidance as to how to best proceed. Is that correct?
Yes, absolutely. We always start with a free consultation to see if what I offer is a good fit for you. And for me, like you said, to see what their strengths and weaknesses are and how they can fit into my coaching.
Mm-hmm. Well, and I cannot stress, you should excuse the expression,
right.
of how valuable it is to surround yourself with people like Coach Lisa Boinais, and the wonderful thing now with Zoom meetings, we can meet with you no matter where you're hearing this program, and I'm really excited about the fact that our meetings now have included people that used to live in Michigan and moved out of state. So we have people calling in from Arizona and also Texas and Tennessee. We got really a panorama, so to speak, of the cross-section of our wonderful country. So our next Zoom meeting is going to be next Tuesday, 12 to 1. And you have a chance to give your 60-second elevator pitch. And then I'm really excited about starting off the holiday season, and the first Tuesday in December the 7th, we'll be meeting over at the Tiki Bar restaurant right on Wall Lake. Well, we're not right in the water, but it's right on Wall Lake Road. And Wall Lake, it's a fantastic setting. We're going to have a mixer and mingle, and also have an opportunity to not only enjoy the holiday, and it's free to attend, just pay for what you order. We're going to have special drinks available, and they have a full restaurant menu so you can eat and enjoy, and bring in our brand new year. Believe it or not, it is only about 50 days away. Wow. And,
wow.
And Lisa, I really appreciate your thoughts and all. And before we part company, repeat your phone number again. Go ahead.
Yep. So it's Lisa Boinais at 248-877-1785.
Wonderful. And right now, I only have enough time for my favorite parting thought for entrepreneurship, which is, if you really want to get anything done in life, you'll find a way. And if you don't, you'll find an excuse. And there is no excuse for not achieving your dreams and goals in America, because it is the greatest country in the whole world. Remember, a goal is just a dream with a deadline.
WNZK has available a few good hours of airtime for a few good programs.